Hello and welcome to another episode of Wednesdays with WV. This is episode number 37, and the guest on this episode is one who's extremely grounded, who's always smiling, and a fantastic team player. He made an impact as soon as he burst into the Indian side, but somewhere along the line he's lost his way. But nonetheless, he does try his best and works very hard to get back to where he was. And I'm glad that he's decided and agreed to take some time to spare to have a chat with me. My guest on this episode is none other than Mayank Agarwal. Mayank, how are you doing? All well?
All well. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. So let's start from the basics as far as you're concerned. Bishop Cottons was where it all started, isn't it?
Yes, I think that's where it started. I was in my fifth standard, studying there, and we had interclass matches, tennis ball interclass matches there. And in fact, I tried to get into the school team, and then the then coach of Bishop Cotton, Mr. Ramdas, who I'm still in touch with, said, "No, no, Mank, sorry, there is no place for you in the team." And he was the one who held the fifth standard tennis ball matches, interclass matches, and I did exceedingly well there. And then fortunately from there he called me. He said, Mike, I think we got a place for you in the team.
Clarify on this. Did your interest in cricket take you to Bishop Cottons, or did the school fuel the interest in you?
Uh, None actually. To be honest, it was just watching Sachin Tendulkar bat on TV against Australia and against Shane Warne that really got me to got got that interest out of like I got really interested then. And yeah, I was in school, as I think most Indians do, play a lot of gully cricket outside on the road, make your study table as the wicket, keep playing there. But like I said, I just played because I could do something after the school hours, those interclass matches after the school hours. I could go out and play, and I played, and from there on, it just kicked. But I didn't join Bishop Cotton's because I wanted to play cricket. No, I've always said that I wanted to be an Air Force pilot. So those like I think I can say that no, cricket just happened for me.
Okay, you're still flying high. It doesn't matter, even though you're not Air Force pilot. Anyway, the reason why I asked you about Bishop Cotton was that there are a lot of former Cottonians who've gone on to do extraordinarily well in cricket, isn't it?
Yeah, no, we have a rich history in cottons. We really do have a rich history, and not just in cottons, in Karnataka as well. So that it's something that we're really proud of, and really happy to be a part of that.
At what stage did you approach RX Murli to guide you? When did this happen?
This happened in 2015, so it's been about 8 years that I've worked with him. In fact, our story is very intriguing in many ways. Uh, I was I, I was part of the Ranji Trophy, setup. I used to be in and out of the team. Then you know, I was looking for some help to just better my game, better my skills, so that I can go on and play higher grade of cricket. And I was looking around. I asked around a few people. I didn't get the response, and one fine day, out of the blue, Alexa called me, and he's like, Mayank, I just want to speak to you about the cricket. So I said, sure, sir. I am somewhere looking at having, or getting some personal coaching, getting some assistance. And he told me, he said, Mike, all that apart, I'm not interested in, you know, I'm not interested in picking up the phone, calling you, and speaking to you straight up for anything like that. He told me, he said, Mike, you've played under 19 cricket. You've been, you were the highest run scorer. You've played under 19 India. Whenever you play for Karnataka, you've got tons and tons of runs, and it's just sad to see, you having a bit of up and down seasons and in and out. So he said, you've been a prolific run getter. So what's going wrong? Is there anything that that is bothering you, or is there anything that I could help you with? So I said, okay, fine, that's fair, sir. Why don't we meet, sit and talk, and take it forward? So that's how we started working, and I would say it is destiny that it happened then in 2015, and after that, I think we clicked so well that I've been training only with him.
Yeah, it was not easy. By your own admission, it was up and down, and then came the triple hundred. That was the turning point in your career, obviously.
Yeah, it really was. Uh, in what do I say? Like, in the sense that even the previous seasons, when I played the Dilip Trophy, I got a lot of runs, and then the next season the Ranji Trophy was just there and thereabouts. And then, like you said, came the triple hundred. But or just before that game, let me say, I'd got 2 zeros against Hyderabad. So it was a
I didn't
glorious
want to
moment.
remind you of that.
But those are things that are very hard to forget, because when you're in that moment, and you're probably playing your last game, and it's pressure. You know that as a sportsman, you know that you don't have much time left. And I remember we played a game. I went back to Bangalore. I had a couple of sessions with Arik sir. We worked on the skill aspect as well, but we worked a lot mentally in trying to prepare, and see if there is things that need to be changed, or need to be tinkered. So we just work on that a little bit, and then came that game, and I knew that if I can get set, I have to make it big, and I must credit Vinay Kumar for that. I think him and the team management then gave me that extra chance, and that was when I capitalized, and I didn't look back. I think I got 1,000 runs in a single month after that.
I was getting to that. Then there was a phase where you got runs for fun. Must have seemed cricket was too easy then.
uh, no, it felt great. I don't think you can plan for something like that, to score 1,000 runs, 1,000 first class runs in a single month. You don't plan for something like that, but the thing is, the sport is such a leveler. You could be down, like I was 4 games back then, and then you get that one big knock, and for a fact, as a batsman, that when you are in form, or when you hit that patch, you just got to make it big, and that's something that I really focused on. And even though I got a triple hundred, I kept working hard, because I know the flip side of it is not a good place to be in.
Despite the kind of runs that you churned out in a short span of time, the system taught you patience, isn't it? You had to wait for your national call up.
Well, sir, I'll be very honest. I am a little spiritual in that sense. I said, in the sense that I look at it differently. I said, for me, I believe each sportsman, each person has a different journey. Some might get a break early on, in their career, at 18s, 19s, 20s. Some like me get it late. When I played India, when I think I was 27 and a half, almost 28, in December 2018. So I I think it's I wouldn't look at it from the system's point of view. I would just look at it, in each person or each sportsman has a different journey, and it's very, very important, to just understand and look at your own journey, and not compare your journey to somebody else's. And it can be, it isn't easy emotionally, to see all the things that is happening around you, but just to understand that that is what you're going through. This is your journey. It's going to be very, very different from uh, the person who's right next to you. But the key, I think, would be to just focusing on what you need to do, what's next for you, and what's going to get you better. And And I think, this journey, like you said, this journey has taught me patience, has taught me, uh, has really taught me to continue to doing what I need to do. Staying very true to who I am as a person, and just and you know and like and just being myself, and being very patient, being very calm when things don't go your way, because that's a life, as you would know, that's a life of a sportsman. It can go really up and down, up and down, and up and down. But if if along those ups and downs, if you've taught yourself these things, then you definitely will be in a better headspace.
Then came the thrilling moment, the national call-up, debut against Australia, good one at that. Any series against Australia can be tough. Let's have an idea of what it is like from your viewpoint.
Well, the call up, I was thrilled. The journey to the call up was also very thrilling. We played the India A series in New Zealand, took the flight from Tauranga to Auckland, Auckland to Bombay, Bombay to Ahmedabad, went directly, played the Ranji Trophy game, and then from Ahmedabad went to Bangalore, I think for a day max, and flew back to Melbourne. So it was traveling across the globe, uh, and it was when I got to know that I was going to play the first game, and it's going to be the Boxing Day Test match against Australia. I was nervous, but I was super excited, and I was very, very happy. I cannot express in words what what that meant, and I've explained before that when I went into bat, it felt like a gladiator there.
You had a great run even in international cricket. It is not just a case of one good innings and then a dip in form. You carried on that form extraordinarily well, and then slowly, without you realizing what was happening, things were suddenly taking a dip, isn't it?
Yeah, uh, yeah. Obviously, the performances that I would have liked to churn out, I didn't. I didn't get the kind of runs that I was expecting from myself. Obviously, having the 2019 home season, getting double hundreds and hundreds, and then again, like I had those ups and downs, and then came back against New Zealand, and then got that 150, and then toured to South Africa. So yeah, like very honestly, I would have wished for it differently, but that's not the case. And the way I look at it is like turbulence in an aircraft. It's never going to be smooth sailing. You're going to have some turbulent times. It's going to shake you up and down. But but like I said, if I can be patient, continue to do the things that I've been doing, which have gotten me success, and just be in a good mind space. Uh, I know I can turn things around very quickly.
Of course, you are capable of it. Now, just staying there at that point in time, did the arrival of Prithvi Shah, Shubman Gill make you look over your shoulder? Did you inadvertently make that mistake?
Very honestly, no. Like I said, because that was a thing that I learned over the years playing domestic cricket. That it is very easy to get caught up looking at others. Oh, he's coming, or this is happening, or this is this is how, somebody is scoring runs and this and that and all of that. And credit to them, they are doing that. But like I said, these many years in domestic cricket has taught me, or my journey in life has taught me, that uh, there are people who are going to play. Okay, there are people who are going to really perform, but it's about you keeping your own. It's you about staying very focused about what you need to do, sticking to the things that has got you success, and and that's something that hasn't changed for me, and I've been through and through that.
Excellent. Temperamentally, you've been good. You've sort of allowed everything to pass by you and you still hung in there. You have good numbers as well in terms of both white ball and red ball. Now, I'm sure it's just a matter of time before you get back to where you are. But how frustrating can it be when things don't happen despite you working a backside off?
Well, that is something. I think that is something that gets to you as a person. It can be really really frustrating when you work really hard and results don't go your way. You sometimes you could be batting brilliantly and not get any runs, and sometimes you as a batsman you aren't batting the best, but you just keep churning out runs for fun. Uh, but you know it like you said, it can be very frustrating, but I think, like, again, that spiritual side of me, you know I look at that aspect, and I say, uh, you know the imbalance usually happens uh, when uh, when you are in a place, or let me put it differently. Let me say, the trauma or the imbalance or the frustration happens saying you want to be in a certain place, or you want to be here, and you're not exactly there, and the difference between the two creates a creates an imbalance of frustration or anger, or whatever you go through in your emotions. But just understanding that, yeah, this is where you expect it to be, this is where you want to be, but this is where you're at. If you can understand that, then you will be able to deal with the situation that you're going through. You'll be able to deal with it a lot better. It doesn't mean that the situation changes. The situation remains the same, but just the way you deal with that aspect, or in those times, becomes a lot better.
Yeah, you explained to me now in detail, but even before that, what I liked about you always is the equanimity. You always have a smile on your face. Is it natural or is it a facade that you put on? Let's have
How
an
it
honest
is.
answer.
Yeah, it's very natural. I'm somebody who's always has a smile on his face. uh, I really really work hard, really push hard to be where I want to be, but I'm very very accepting in the situations that I am, and very content as a person. So more often than not, uh, I can't say I'm smiling all the time, but more often than not, you'll always see me with a smile on my face, because I believe that I am blessed. There are a lot of things that have gone right for me, and I'm very very grateful for that. So whenever I have that, I'm I have a big smile on my face.
Yeah, that is Mayank Agarwal coming out with a lot of gems, and I'm sure he'll come out with a lot more. Stay with us. This is the end of part one, and as we get into part two, you'll get to hear more about other things as well. I hope you enjoyed all the gems that Mayank has been talking about so far, and we come to the end of part one. Stay with us and be with us for the second part as well, because he's going to talk about a lot of other important things in his life and what it is that he's going to do in his cricketing career as well.